It's Saturday.
Coming up in this video, we're going to be talking about types of mediumship.
If you have any questions, as always, drop them in the comments as we go. We love your questions. Sometimes you guys come up with a doozy. I'm just like, wow, I never heard that one before. So at this moment in time, we are deep in this kind of modern age of spiritual exploration.
More and more people are curious about unlocking the inner mysteries about how they tick and the spiritual stuff.
But on their terms. That's the key. So we know it can get cray-cray out there when people try to make things a little bit more mysterious than they actually are. But one question that we get a lot from all those curious minds like you
is, what are the types of mediumship?
In fact, we got a question like this yesterday, and it's just interesting because we have different perceptions of what that is.
So there was a recent CBS poll showing that people who have more college education are more likely to believe that psychic phenomenon is real and can be developed.
I agree with that. And I think that the more you understand about physics and electricity, the more you start to wonder about the possibilities of everything.
And this is kind of funny because in our last video, there was an EVP, electric voice phenomenon, on the playback. When we slowed it down enough, it said over. Right when I would normally say that word, but I didn't.
It was really interesting. Thank you, Ginger, for pointing that out to us. The playback was actually more clear on the Facebook playback than on the YouTube playback. It was
the funny thing is,
perfectly timed for when David would have said the word.
The funny thing is, it was an EVP that showed up in both places, which is actually more rare.
So my dad used to always tell me that spiritual phenomenon has to obey the laws of physics in order to manifest, and then eventually science will figure out the different reasons why. And you kind of see that, slowly science will be like, oh, here's why it's no longer mysterious.
And that's important because in order to crack the mystery and crack the code, you have to stop it. Just stop it with all of these superstitious beliefs that are really way back in the Middle Ages.
Right.
And start asking some real grounded questions and getting to the right answers.
That's what we're covering today, a little bit about types of mediumship. So
if you're watching live,
give us a hashtag live tribe.
If you're watching on the replay,
give us a hashtag replay fam.
And let us know where you're watching from.
Yeah, like I said, in case we need to come crash on your couch if we're in Italy or something. For those of you that are just getting to know us and don't know us yet, I'm Heather.
And I'm David.
From sunrosegarden.com.
Yes. Helping people create
badass lives. So I want to share with you a recent quote I found from a rather famous person in the spiritual community, defining mediumship. And I do quote because it's, I wanted to share it, and it totally illustrates those Middle Ages kind of superstitions that people still hold onto that we talked about in our last video.
And how it can be alive and well inside people who live in the fear of the unknown, even well-known people.
Right. So here it is. Mediumship. This is directly from this person's website.
We're not going to name names.
It says mediumship is the attempt to contact a deceased person, usually for the purpose of receiving a message and comfort from grief. Okay, I agree with that. And she goes on to say, demons pretend to be your departed loved ones, and they give you some accurate message that only you could know. This hooks people into mediumship readings, which gives the demons license to enter your life at a time when you're vulnerable from grief.
Actually, we're going to.
So it's just.
Are we going to?
I don't know what her initials are. DV. So the only accurate. So the only accurate part of this definition is
the attempt to contact a deceased person, usually for the purpose of receiving a message and comfort from grief.
But that does not even begin to cover the scope of mediumship. How people use their mediumship, or the types of mediums most people assume that there are. Most people assume mediums all show up like giving, live readings and that kind of thing. And that's a very small part of what the whole scope of mediumship is.
Yeah. So we're going to get more into the types of mediumship, and we're going to get into the good stuff. So here we go. Here we go.
And some types of mediumship, because there are, like I said, there are so many types, but we're going to kind of generalize it for you. So Number one is mental mediumship. And this is more like an overarching scope of a type of mediumship.
Yep. So it's when you're mental.
Yeah.
No.
So
types of mediumship are kind of categorized by how much energy that they take to create or manifest.
right. So for instance, in the many, many types of mental mediumship, the least amount of physical energy is required.
A simple example of mental mediumship would be some bit of relevant information that enters the mind of the medium.
So easy. We've all experienced this. I guarantee it on some
Yep.
level. You just might not have been aware of it.
Message from grandpa, message from, mom, dad, whatever.
Yeah, like a really simple example of mental mediumship might be when you're listening to the radio and like a song pops in your head that is, your grandpa's favorite song, and they're like, boom, here, I'm here. It's like a little simple message.
Yep.
Simple, simple, simple. So again,
there are many different types of mediumship and mediums within mental mediumship itself to learn about, which we break down in our 20-hour advanced mediumship course and show you how to develop your special spice.
I see already some of you on here
that are part of that.
And
yeah,
it makes me kind of giddy to see you guys.
We love seeing our Zen head showing up for any of our live streams, and you guys are our inner crew. You're our ride or dies, and we love you guys.
So again, I want to remind you about the free stuff.
Who wants free stuff? So let us know in the comments if you want free stuff by hashtag free stuff. We've got 2 freebies, but you've got to earn them. You've got to earn them.
You do.
First, by sharing. Okay? Share the video with anybody. Tag, hashtag, other stuff. I'm going to tell you how to get it later, but sharing, would you go back, please?
Huh?
Thank you. So we've got 2 freebies. You got to earn them. 1 for sharing, 1 for staying to the end, and something that you get. And that's it. We're not going to tell you what it is. It's a surprise every time, but I guarantee it's good stuff that you're going to want.
We
do rotate it out. We do switch it out. So we're not going to tell you what it is, but I guarantee you'll love it.
Okay, so he's talking, I'm craving bagel and lox right now. It's just like, well, drop in the comments what the last thing you ate was, because I suddenly got hungry. He's okay. Do you have a favorite family recipe?
Ooh, this is good.
I want to know about that.
This is perfect because we've got one of our Zen heads, Chef Courtney, who happens to be on today. And she's really good with the foods. So drop in the comments family recipes, favorite family dish.
Okay, so let's get on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is physical mediumship. That's another type of mediumship. So in general, physical mediumship just takes more energy, because remember how I said different types of mediumship require different levels of energy.
Yep.
And again, there are many phases to physical mediumship.
And it takes longer to develop.
Right. So the easiest ones are like pretty natural for everybody. Song pops in from grandma, or a little message from someone, or you hear your grandpa's voice saying your name. Something like that is a real simple, low energy requirement, and heavier versions of physical mediumship take more energy. So there are many phases to physical mediumship. It takes longer to develop.
Absolutely. A very simple example might be physically feeling or interacting with the energy of a spirit and conveying what you feel. An example would be in all of those ghost hunter shows where they talk about the cold spots, or you feel a cold spot like running through you, cold running through you. That would be an example of a very simple form of physical mediumship. So
EVPs, like the kind that was in the last video, are not always physical mediumship, even though they take energy. So I want to clarify this because someone asked this question.
So why is that?
So because that phenomenon bypasses the physical energy of the medium and uses some source of non-human electricity.
Because mediumship comes through a living person.
Right. So because so electronic voice phenomenon, like the one Ginger pointed out yesterday that was on the live, is electronic.
So maybe I think we need a new term, like electronic mediumship.
Perhaps, I don't know. But
through electronic mediums. Or maybe we're getting into like AI and cyborgs.
Something. But I love teaching about physical phases at C.Ht because those seem to be the ones everybody wants to learn.
Everybody's familiar with it. Everybody knows it. Everybody wants to be a physical medium.
But it takes a little bit more effort. So
yes.
How are you doing? Is that making sense, you guys? Because I know we get these questions a lot, and I like to clarify them because huge misconceptions about what they are and how they work.
So let us know how we're doing so far. And if you're liking this video, hit that like button because, likes help us get the word out even more. So there you go.
So let's go on to tip number 3. Oh, Courtney, I felt a cold spot in my father's bedroom after he passed.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And that would be, like we said, an example of a very simple example of a physical mediumship experience.
Yeah, the feeling, the physical, that would be like the simplest form of physical mediumship, just like the mental. Having something pop in would be a simple form of mental mediumship. So number 3 type of mediumship.
Now it's time for the shocking news.
Is fraudulent mediumship. Okay. Like
we're just calling it
mediumship that's not real. So
because mediumship deals with invisible reality or spirit realm, spirit world, whatever you want to call it, it has always been a really easy area for frauds to take over and take advantage of people in grief and distress.
So I wanted to address this because I watched a really funny video by John Oliver a couple of weeks ago. And I love John Oliver. He's really snarky. He's a British comedian and he does Last Week Tonight. It's an ongoing thing. He did a show where he just like trashed psychics and mediums, and he had a bunch of very well-known ones on there and some that weren't so well-known. Mm-hmm. And he just kind of called out some of the BS, which some of it I agree with. And some of those mediums that were on there, I actually really like and respect. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't really a balanced, let's look at both sides thing, but it was funny. Yeah. So
because human beings can be dumb and greedy, it's just open and ripe for the picking of taking advantage of people that just don't know.
So in the history of time, because like I said yesterday in yesterday's video, historically, there has always been mediumship. There has always been that seeking to connect with our loved ones that have passed. But along with that, there has always been fraudulent people trying to take advantage of the thing. So, so while there are many types of fraudulent mediumship, which some of which can be very entertaining, there are 2 types of fraudulent borderline kind of readings that you should know about if you are looking for reading yourself.
Right. And you may have heard of these before, but we're going to get into them.
Just what they are.
Right. So cold readings. Cold readings are where a medium asks leading questions or uses mentalism. And you can see this in action sometimes in some platform readings.
Not all platform readings.
Or some types of public readings online if you know what to look for.
So the difference between a medium and a mentalist, because a lot of times someone can be a mentalist, but use these techniques to appear to have mediumship. Right. And that a cold reading is when leading questions are asked and they kind of extrapolate what might fit for you. Or say when a medium who is really a mentalist is putting things out to the audience, like I feel this to this big group of people. Just someone have this situation and they hone in on a person. Sometimes that's like, a real signal, but sometimes it's just a cold reading trying to get information.
Right.
So you just
watch. It's unfortunate.
I think in order to kind of pick that apart, you have to watch a lot of platform readings and you can see the real ones where the medium starts to hone in on the person and then gets a real proof of identity that is accurate and very specific. So those are the ones that they're following the thread down to a real thing. And the other ones are just mentalism where the person, it's more of a show.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Next one is hot readings. And you think it's just somebody getting better at reading, where this one is where a medium actually does research on you, or they have a team that is researching you and feeding information into an earpiece or something along those lines. It's massively cheating and it's unethical.
So
in my opinion,
we really, really stress ethics in our advanced mediumship training. So I promise you, if you're studying with us, you will have ethics hammered into your brain because we are not here for any of our students doing any of those things. If we catch you, we will be angry.
We teach you how to actually tap in and how to avoid these pitfalls that people take to shortcut because they're not getting any information. If you're not getting any information coming in, that's okay. That's a part of the process.
So a lot of times in platform mediumship, you will see mentalists as opposed to mediums. But so mentalism is really cool. And I like watching a good mentalist. If the mentalist is like, I'm a mentalist. Yeah. Right. So, but a lot of times throughout history, there have been people who are more mentalists who show up and pretend to be mediums. So you can tell, like I said in a couple of videos ago, it's all about the proof of identity and how specific it is to the person.
Right.
not just a general thing. So I hope that makes sense to you guys.
Right. So let us know if you are more excited now that we've kind of broken some of these things down. Let us know if your mind is blown and we cleared up some mysteries, maybe busted some myths for you. Let us know in the comments. And if you have had your mind blown, if we busted some myths, if we cleared up some mysteries, let us know by hitting that like button, because that helps us get the word out for more people to get some real information under their belt instead of all this bullshit that's been spouted around.
She said about
bullshit.
So you guys know we're on a mission to bust all the milk, all the milks.
No.
Neither of us can talk right now. I promise that you. We are not on anything but coffee.
We are on a mission to bust all the myths in self-growth and spirituality, and we need your help.
So here's
share this video and click the I'm part of the evolution link in the description to get your bonus, or #evolution.
Shortcut. So we do want to shout out one of our Zen heads, because we like to do this every time we go live.
Yep.
Tia shared her experience with us on the Google machine. She said, I feel great. I've seen David and Heather twice so far. And in just these 2 sessions, I got to the core of my issues. They are helping me see what's important and focus on the positive. We want to do that for all you guys. The process is amazing and easy. Just keep an open mind. I feel safe every time I step foot in their office. I recommend Dave and Heather to anybody who wants to improve and change their life. Thank you, girl. We love you, and we'd love to hear what's up.
Absolutely. So we've learned that self-growth and developing your intuition for a badass life go together like sushi, Sapporo, and
sake, which we're going to have later today, by the way. That's why we created, and here's our surprise for you guys, our signature subscription membership, Zen Ed Academy, to bridge that gap.
So you could keep battling against your old outdated programs and beliefs, never gaining any traction because you just keep spinning in circles over and over again.
Or you could start hacking your mind, because that's our specialty, healing your heart, connecting your soul, because it has to be.
And create a greater impact while living your best life.
So it's time for you to get that secret weapon plugged directly into our unique proven shortcuts. I can't talk today, guys. Our signature mind hacks and emotional ninja skills have worked for thousands of our clients to step into confidence, self-love, and personal power.
So that they can trust themselves to live their purpose completely. Yeah. And I did want to mention Peggy, thank you for joining us. She says, I can't wait to do your mediumship course online. I love your straightforward approach to teaching.
Thank you. That's our goal.
Peggy, that is one of those courses that is included in the Zen Ed Academy. And we would love to have you. It is a deep, intense course, and it's just mind-blowing.
The mediumship course is 20 hours, and then plus an extra 8 for
and it goes work. Over the spectrum of mediumship, the spectrum
and psychic development.
Yes. So we want to know whether or not you qualify for membership, because membership is not necessarily for everyone. Okay.
Pretty much. Are you tired of mediumship advice that is way too complicated? Thank you, Peggy. So if you're ready for mediumship training without judgment, because we've got people from all walks of life in our programs, mediumship training that doesn't scare the crap out of you,
mediumship training that is natural and fun.
We're here for it being natural and fun, not here for scaring the crap out of you.
You knew. So if you are, Zen, congratulations.
Yes. So what it is exactly, Zen Ed Academy is where the science of self-growth meets the magic of mysticism.
It is the best collection of mind hacks, emotional healing techniques, and psychological self-growth tactics that have been proven to create greater lasting impact in the world while living your best life.
So we're pretty sure this will work for you, even if you are allergic to fairy dust and just want real information without all the unicorn poopies.
Matter of fact, we are not pretty sure. We are damned sure that this is going to work for you, even if you're a complete virgin to this and never had your cherry pop. Your metaphysical, spiritual, self-growth
even if you think you know it all and can never possibly learn anything new. In that
case, you are absolutely in the wrong place. What the heck are you doing here?
If your cup's full, your cup's full.
Or even if you've been misled by all those cookie.
Nobody can say cookie today.
I can't say cookies. My cookies bring all the boys to the yard. Anyway, Zen Ed Academy is our inner circle. I love it because Vanessa's like, where's the silliness? Did I miss it?
We're tripping over our silliness today, apparently. So
Zen Ed Academy is our inner circle where we jack you into the ZRG mainframe so that you can stop fighting your inner supervillain, become your own superhero to do what you are meant to.
Okay, so simple. What do you need to get into the Academy? Click the link in the description to be taken to the checkout cart. Put in your details, and in just seconds, you can start the first lesson of the Advanced Mediumship course.
And this will get you on your way to being a badass medium before you even know it. And number one, knowing how much of a medium you already are with the skills that you already have, and build on that. We teach you how to get to your foundation, not try to put something cookie cutter on top of you.
Right.
All the information to get all that down below.
Because you are unique. So
Absolutely.
Because you guys stay to the end, you get the prize.
You get a prize.
Click the I love you so much I stayed link in the description that I hope is there.
Or hashtag I love you.
Aww.
Give us a hashtag I love you and I will get the information out to you. If you like this video, hit that like button.
If you have any questions,
like it, love it, love it, take it and
he's literally
click it, do it.
6. He's literally 6 today. So hopefully you'll be over 21 when we go on our date tonight.
I hope so, because I might want to drink.
If you have any questions, guys, leave them in the comments. We always like to hear from you and your queries.
For more badass life tips,
Be sure to subscribe.
and click the bell to turn notifications on
So you guys are the first to know
when we drop a new video.
or go live.
And we know that time is a valuable and precious resource. And the fact that you've chosen to spend that not only with us, but most importantly for yourself, leveling up your skills and becoming the badass that you are meant to do. Thank you. We absolutely honor and appreciate that. Vanessa, thank you. She says, hashtag I love you. Natasha, hashtag I love you.
We love you too, guys.
We absolutely love all of you. We love our Zen heads most importantly. So if you want to be a part of that inner circle, get in it. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Have a great weekend, guys, or wherever it is on the planet for you.